Hello everyone, and welcome to my Dragon Ball Super Episode 108 review. For my review, I will talk about the following categories. Enjoy the video. So what I liked about this episode... Sure, his quote-unquote betrayal was predictable, but it all being a plan to double-cross Frost was the only thing that could explain it, and I'm glad Super displayed some common sense in this regard. Even some of the more questionable scenes involving Frieza, I can make it make sense considering Frieza's character. So what I did not like about this episode, this has been a consistent problem throughout the Tournament of Power, but this episode really rubbed me the wrong way. Goku, Gohan, can you please stop holding back over 90% of your power and then act like you're struggling? If this was going to be a thing in the tournament, transformation shouldn't have even been allowed in the first place. The only thing all this holding back does is contribute to a worse story, and the retcons are just bullshit on every level. At least Frieza and Beerus realize this problem, but characters being aware of a show's problem doesn't fix it. Another thing I had a problem with, Jamies the Yard Rat never gave any explanation to why he is in Universe 2 and not Universe 6. Let's tack that onto the list of things Super is never going to explain. The last thing I didn't like, why the hell didn't Frieza just slap Frost off stage in his golden form? Did he really have to start flexing his 100% state? Well, the way I interpret it is Frieza showing his superiority over Frost. But because Frieza has already shown Frost his golden form, I didn't think that scene needed to be there. So for the story and pacing, this was the Frieza and Frost episode, and it barely felt like it. This felt more like a Frieza episode. The build-up for their team-up was very lackluster. They should have teamed up against another universe that isn't 6 or 7 before this double cross was revealed. I also found it really dumb how they flash back to that scene that has been on the tip of everyone's brain, and Super is acting like we've forgotten about it or something. Super Riders, the Frieza Frost team-up has been a very hot topic of discussion. You don't need to treat us like we're that forgetful. For the pacing, it wasn't the best it could be. The first half was pretty slow and filled with a lot of fluff, and the second half was also pretty slow, but it wasn't quite as slow as the first half. For the visuals and audio, the artwork was pretty subpar. Even though they reused the same transformation sequence for Golden Frieza, I enjoyed it because it looks good. One thing I did have an issue with was 100% Frieza and Frost. They just looked off for some reason. I don't know what it is about their artwork, but it does further reinforce my opinion that this scene did not need to be in the episode. The soundtrack though is good as usual. So for the character utilization, Frieza and Frost never really tag teamed, and that was pretty disappointing. This episode was very one-sided towards Frieza and the character utilization, but at least Frieza was awesome. Frost, he is now erased, and if this is his last appearance in the show, I can say that he was not a good character, and the reveal of him being evil way back in the Universe 6, Universe 7 tournament basically made him Diet Frieza by default. So for my overall rating for the episode, I will give it a 2 out of 5. I was crossing my fingers that this would be a good episode, and unfortunately, it wasn't. I would say that I both love and hate this episode. I love Frieza, but I hate everything else about it. I just wish the Super Riders would graduate from their 4th grade writing class and craft a well-written story that makes sense. The fact that most people that I know who watch this show can easily come up with better ways to write this tournament is pretty sad. And on top of that, I'm just not enjoying this tournament that much, and here we are about to reach the special. At least with the Future Trunks arc, half the episodes I was like, damn, that was a good episode. 4 out of 5. Whereas now, that isn't happening for me. But I am off on a tangent. So in the beginning of October, we get 2 episodes, which honestly, Super should always do this when they take breaks. The next episode preview for the special looks like the fight between Goku and Jiren will be epic, as well as really stupid. The Genki Dama is my biggest problem, and I'm anxious to see how the super writers will explain it. I just don't know the incentive of why every single universe would give Goku energy, besides the fact that Jiren is just that powerful to where people are like, we all have a common enemy, nobody can beat him, so you might as well donate our energy to Goku. That's the only explanation I can think of. So that has been the review for today. Let me know what you thought of episode 108 and the next episode preview for 109. And with that, thank you for watching, and have a great day, everyone. 強く